Good afternoon. Good afternoon. It is 1 o'clock Central Time. Please ask any questions. We've got some news coming out we've got some news to share with you. Today is Friday the 5th. Thank goodness it's Friday. Okay, so coming out of some people have questions and are very similar. But if you have any case-specific questions, we can answer more about the procedure. Let us know where y'all are watching from. If you're in the States, United States, or you are outside the U.S., we're always interested. I'm gonna look something up from y'all. If you're watching the show and for the first time, I do want to share some news that you may not have heard before. Number one, there's a pause, or there was a pause on deportations that I believe on January 20th, President Biden signed. And oh my goodness, I don't want to say that Trump name again. But anyway, Texas filed a lawsuit, and also recently Arizona filed a lawsuit against the Joe Biden administration to stop the pause on the deportations. So right now, what that means is that the government, whether it's the Immigration Court, EOIR, or the ICE, they can remove people from the United States. So, for example, if people have been already on paper after court already been removed from the U.S. and only on paper, but they're still here in the U.S., ICE still has the ability to go to that person's home and to take that person outside their home and unfortunately put them on a plane back to their birth country. So we call that process exercising the order of removal, executing the order of removal. So the ICE can still do that. Now, even if they don't fit within the priorities of what President Biden put on paper. For example, people have serious crimes or aggravated felony. So actually, there's a good tip to share with you in the meantime. But while you're watching, if anyone has questions, please post it in the comments wherever you are watching. And by the way, if you want to join the broadcast, you can. We have the link down below in the description box. And also, speaking of links in the description box, we just added one for the if you have a case where you haven't received the receipt notice, let us know. Not just in the comments, but let us know in the description. Fill out the intake form, okay? Because we can submit your story to our national immigration membership organization. It's called American Immigration Lawyers Association. Of course, you have to be willing to give your receipt number. I'm sorry, you don't have the receipt number, but just what kind of case you filed and what type of when you filed it, when it was delivered, because everyone I've talked to so far and responded to the comments, everyone has some kind of mail tracking confirmation. So that's good. If you haven't received the receipt notice, it's definitely been more than a month, which is many of y'all I know. It's very frustrating. Fill out that intake form. When it says on that form where it says, what kind of case you have, go ahead and just select all the way down below. All the way down below, what kind of case type you have. I did add one that says delayed receipt notice. So that'll just make it faster for me to know. Submit your information to AILA, our membership, because what they're going to do is they're going to compile all these stories and send it to Biden's team, Department of Homeland Security and USCIS, to say, look, y'all got to do something because there's so many thousands of people waiting for the receipt notice. It's kind of like, top leadership doesn't know what's going down on the lower level, right? We know what's going down on the lower level and the top level, but top level sometimes don't communicate down to the lower level, as low as a mailroom clerk. So it's very important that if you have that situation, please let us know. Hey, Joel, nice to see you. No, yeah, that's right. You're watching from Jamaica. Hoping you can come soon. Okay, so I know there's a couple updates we want to share with you. We have a giveaway. Okay, it's kind of two things in one. We have reached over 1,000 subscribers. So we really thank you for subscribing, and share this video, our channel, with your friends and colleagues who could be going through an immigration case now or in the future. We're here to share as real-time news as possible. So we have a giveaway for February, Valentine's month, I guess you can call it. Some spouses, significant other wants to call it a month, not just a day. So I completely understand. So we have a giveaway because of that. All right, for your loved one, and also because we reached over 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so stay tuned for that. I'll share those details in the next couple minutes, but I wanted to share with you some news. So again, if you're new to our channel and watching for the first time, and you may have heard about so many different rules by President Trump, a lot of them have been stopped, okay, by the court system. And for example, one of them is the fee increase. There was an anticipated fee increase that was really supposed to happen, I believe, last year. That has been stopped. Now, that doesn't mean President Biden administration or Department of Homeland Security under his administration will increase it in the future. I mean that they won't, because they could. The USCIS, they always usually increase every 2 to 3 years. So I would still anticipate that. Okay. The other thing is, I mentioned about the deportations. That's still going on. Another thing that was stopped was about the changing the process for employment visa for H-1B. The Department of Homeland Security and overall under Trump, they were trying to change the process to make it more difficult for you to apply. I'm sorry, not apply, but for you to get what we call like minimum wage, basically prevailing wage. So let's say if it showed up as 60,000, you would have to. It's like a bidding process, is what Trump was trying to do. So anyway, that is stopped. So that's good. So if there's any employers out there or human resources, or if you are an individual seeking H-1B, at least you know that that has stopped. So, of course, everyone should get higher wages if you can, right? You should fight for that. But there could be some people that many employers might not hire you or even consider filing for registration for the lottery, H-1B lottery, if they know that it could be too expensive for the salary wise. So anyway, I wanted to share that. Okay, we got a question from George. All right, George Gomez, your petition I-130 was approved last year and it went to the NVC. Okay, great. You've been here for 30 years. What should I expect? Nothing else backing up my only son. That is a college student. Okay. Okay, so I'm assuming your son is the one that filed for you. Is that what you mean by nothing else backing up your son? And that your son is over 21 and a U.S. citizen. But yeah, 21 because college student. It went to NVC. So what should you expect? That was last year. Okay, 2020. So after your case goes to NVC, you may have received this, but it's a case number from NVC, National Visa Center. Okay. The past year, they've streamlined it, changed the process to that you can upload your documents online to the CEAC website. So and for example, documents. So that's number one. Receive a case number. That is will go to your email. Okay. They used to mail everything. Now it's by email, so it's at least a lot faster. If you do have an attorney, there's also supposed to send it to your attorney. But essentially, the next step after you have that case number, you have to pay the fees. But now that I remind, but it sounds like you're here in the US since you said 30 years. So you may need to set up a time with us because it looks like you may not have to go through the MVC situation. Okay, so if your son is a US citizen and over 21, which I'm just going to assume that is the case because you're a college student, then you can apply for adjustment of status inside the US. Okay, so this can make the whole process much different for you because anytime someone says MVC, that means that's the process to have your interview at the US consulate or embassy outside the US. So fill out the lead form. I think there's a way we can help you, at least guide you to the appropriate pathway. Okay, hopefully that was helpful. Okay, Aditha. Hey, John, question on U visa. They say police certificate is valid for 6 months. Yes, you mean the U visa certification. By the time we filed the visa or the application, the certificate was over 8 months. Oh, shoot. Okay, so you need to be ready. You need to be ready for a request for evidence from USCIS. It may be very possible that they could issue a request for evidence for a new certification. We call the form Supplement B, 918 Supplement B. So I'm assuming you may have a lawyer, but you don't have to have one. But of course, it'd be easy hopefully sometimes easier with the lawyer. I would be proactive in getting a new certification now, because if so many months and years pass by and then USCIS finally asks you for a new certification, so yes, the police department or wherever you got it from, it will be very difficult for them possibly difficult for you to get a new one if it's many months or many years later, just because they may not keep a good record of your case documentation. And just in general, I mean, whether it's from a district attorney or judge or police department or sheriff department to sign these, I feel like myself and my staff, our team, we call these different entities almost every week because we don't want to bug them all the time, but we know it takes a while. For some reason, it takes a while. It shouldn't. But the reason why you should be proactive is because, they might not have your case information anymore. And so, the 6-month rule is at the time of filing. So, if you say it's 8 months, so I would definitely be proactive on that. Okay, hopefully that helps. All right, Chef, the $1 million question. Yes, sir. Unfortunately, the ban is still on. Okay, thank you for asking. So you're asking related to the PP 10014. And by the way, stay tuned, everyone. I know some of y'all just joining on now. We do have a giveaway. We'll share that at in just a couple minutes. Okay. So we just had with the organization that I keep talking about, Ayla, we just had a online conference call or video chat, and it's still the same news. There is the visa ban till March 31st is still on, unfortunately. And as I mentioned before, it's similar reasons to what other attorneys in leadership, what they think is that even if President Biden signed something to say no more visa ban and it's lifted, then that doesn't necessarily mean that U.S. consulates and U.S. embassies are going to quickly have interviews because of COVID. COVID is still a concern everywhere. So I know for me, I do believe it should be possible to have the interviews in person because they can do that here in the U.S. They've been doing that since August 2020. So why can't it be done outside the U.S.? Okay, so it may be very specific to each country, each embassy and consulate, because the second reason is because of the staff, their employees. Who knows if a majority of them have COVID or tested positive for it and still recovering for it. So just like every workplace, every location could be different. Okay, so Chef, hopefully that helps. We don't have a timeline yet, but my my fingers crossed. I do believe it can happen in February. Okay, at least for the executive order action to be signed to lift this. Here's a third reason I think he's been waiting on this is because, as you may know, in American politics, when a new president comes in or a new secretary, cabinet nominee has been nominated, they have to go through the process to be approved by Congress. So the Department of Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, has actually been approved by the Senate, I think by like a 65-40 vote, something like that, or 60-40. Anyway, so that means he was voted in by some Republicans as well. So that's good. But anyway, that was just on Tuesday, I believe. So it was early this week. So there's a lot of moving parts. And as far as I know, the Secretary of State was also approved. I think he was one of the first. So the Secretary of State is the one that actually handles all the embassies and consulates abroad in foreign policy, of course. Okay, Munda, what's going on? Thanks for saying hi. Yeah, let us know where y'all from. We greatly appreciate it. We'd like to know where y'all watching from. Okay. All right, love. When you send documents to National Visa Center, can I send a copy of my marriage certificate or the original? Okay, so if it's a copy, it has to be a certified. Well, it has to show that it's got like a certified stamp on it, okay? Some kind of seal. But yes, in general, you can send a copy, okay? So hopefully that helps. Okay, so to our giveaway, the big news we wanted to share, since it's been, I want to say thank you for subscribing to our channel, following us, staying tuned. I know there's a lot of immigration lawyers out there, and you should always get a second opinion if it makes you feel more comfortable, for sure. You want to hire a professional, not a notary or notario within your own community. Okay, and because it's February, love, and a lot of the talk that people are waiting for is also the fiancé visas, to have those scheduled. So we are the giveaway is, the announcement is, we will represent you pro bono for free. Okay. All right. For free. Pro bono means for free. If you have been scheduled for an interview and you already had the interview, okay, at your consulate, and it's been so long and they still haven't issued you a decision. Okay. This situation is usually people who have been given some kind of notice called 221G, okay, visa refusal. Okay, so hopefully so that's a situation where we want to help you. This is to help you for free, pro bono, for that type of situation, and that we would file a mandamus lawsuit against the government. Okay, so that is one way we will help you. And the second type of case we would like to help you is if it's a fiancé visa case, okay? And fiancé visa case, it will help you. You have the option. We can help you with the first part of the case or the second part, okay? Because the value of this in total is about $10,000. So we can help you for at least one part of it. And of course, we will love to help you for the whole thing, but it takes a long time. It can take almost 2 years in general. So I want to give you an idea. So we're extending that offer to you. And this is what you should do. Okay? If you do all these steps, okay, number one, of course, subscribe to our channel. So you have to send us a screenshot. Number two, your income has to be below the poverty guidelines according to US. So we'll provide a website to that, or we'll verify you after you provide your spouse's or your spouse or fiance, their tax return, the one from the US, okay? So the sponsor, the petitioner, provide proof of that. So fill out the lead form down below, okay, our intake form. We have one specific for this. So sign up, okay? So first thing is subscribe. Number two, you have to share or follow us on Instagram and Facebook, okay, and also and tag a friend, okay, and who may have an immigration situation, okay. We want to help solve your immigration problem. There's so many issues within immigration. It doesn't matter if when you start the process, everyone has a different type of problem, and we're here to help you get out of that situation, okay? Okay, so I believe that's all the conditions I'm asking for, okay? So it's very easy. Number one, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Tag a friend, okay? Number three, okay? And fill out the intake form so we know your information. We can contact you, okay? So we will actually pick 2 people, okay? So, 2 people. So you can't be 2 cases for 1 person. 2 different families, okay? We want to help, all right? So all these steps that I just talked about, I'll put that in the description below later, so you can remember, follow them, and what else? So yeah, we really want to help you. I know some people are in a tough bind, a tough situation, especially with the pandemic across the world. Not many people working. Even if you are working, you might not be working full time. So I completely understand. I'm in a fortunate position to help. That's why I went to law school in the first place, to become a lawyer. So fill out the intake form. Okay, we're ready to help you. And also, the offer expires. You gotta fill out the intake form by February 14th. Okay, by midnight. So please do that, and we'll get you taken care of. And the following day, February 15th, or we'll announce it, but probably the next day, we will do the old school way. We're just gonna pick it out of the bucket, okay? So it's just like transparent, okay? So I'm actually picking someone. So what you do is, of course, you tell us which country you're from too, so in case someone has the same name. All right. So that's a special announcement. Hopefully, one of y'all can be one of the lucky ones. Okay, I'm going to answer some questions now. Sorva dash, will PP 10014 affect the F3 or F4 aging out child? It could, of course, but you would have to make the argument. What we do, number one, is we have to calculate the age. We call it CSPA age, Child Status Protection Act. I do recall that they mentioned extending certain, being flexible on some things. For example, some of the fees, if they've already been paid. So let me pull up the visa website. Okay, the news website for Department of State. Make sure, because I think I read this. I read a lot of different things, so I just want to make sure for you. Okay, I know we got a couple more questions, so we will get to that soon. If you are just tuning in just now, I did just make an announcement for a giveaway for pro bono free legal services. Okay, so you're gonna have to watch this later and read the notes below about what you got to do to qualify. Okay. Okay, so far, no news about extending the timeline or like the calculation of the CSPA age. So, but we'll keep you updated on that. That is a very, very important, I know, for many of y'all. We receive that question a lot, but no update on the State Department website on that. Okay, Joel, you got a question about your K-1 visa case, been pending at NVC for 4 months. So yeah, you're waiting for the interview. For anyone waiting for an interview, even if the embassy or consulate website says that they have not resumed routine services, that my voice is all jacked up today, talking a lot. Okay, even if it says they have not resumed routine services, in my opinion, routine means like full scale, 100%, allowing everyone to have an interview, right? That does not mean they're not having interviews at all. So please check your. I put the links to the ustraveldocs.com and the other website. It just depends which region of the world you're living at, which country. You pick which website. Okay, you have to follow that. Registered account, check your account, because fiance visa is where you have to proactively check. Okay, they're not gonna, for the most part, they're not gonna tell you when. So on the calendar, when you log in, you'll finally get to the page where you have the calendar, and you check which one's available. Okay, they usually do, from all the cases I've done, they usually only have like 2 weeks at a time. So that's why I recommend you check like every couple of days, every 2 or 3 days at least, if you have time. Okay. As part of our courtesy for our clients, we check practically every other day. Okay, because I know that this is very important to get that scheduled. Because even pre-pandemic, it was like that. They only showed 2 or 3 appointments for that week or the week after. So it can change very quickly. All right. So Joel, hopefully that helps answer your question. Oh, okay. Well, here's your actual question. Sorry, I kind of jumped ahead. You asked, the NBC told you that the proclamation of the president, don't let them forward. Oh yeah, by Trump, do not forward cases to the U.S. Embassy in Paris. Okay, well in that case, then Paris, France are not going to move forward then. Yeah, you live in Paris. Yeah, I know in China, some continents, China is that way too. Huh, okay, well, okay, so you're just waiting on that part. All right, well, of course, when we get news about this, Joel, and many of you other viewers, fans, we will update you as soon as we get it, okay? Okay, Kamaldeep Singh. Hey, brother, what's going on? You enter the U.S. by border. Your case was turned by judge. No deportation. Hey, congrats. That is always difficult for many people. You've got an I-94. Okay, you got like a parole. Probably. My question is, can you get married here? I will get my green card without leaving country. Well, I'll have to take a look at the I-94. Okay. Usually I-94 can be considered as admission, but of course you may know that the typical way to show that you've been admitted into the U.S. legally is through a visa. But anytime we have I-94 in general, even if people enter without a visa, we can use the I-94 as admission, but we want to just double check it for you. Okay. Okay, Singh. So yes, you can get married, okay, to a U.S. citizen and go through the immediate relative process, okay? That usually takes at least a year from start to finish, minimum. And of course, not saying that President Biden will get it done any faster than Trump, but he will definitely put back some customer service tools that were taken away from lawyers under Trump. Okay, so hopefully I answered your question. There was so much advice I can share. I do have a couple videos from before the last month or two about marriage type cases. So check those out, Singh. Joel, I mentioned earlier that unfortunately there is no anticipated date. I know that we always try to anticipate something in advance, but that would be misleading. I can't do that. I have an estimation just based on the way politics work, but this one I can't mislead you, because I know a lot of people are anxious about this. Okay, so let's see. Katoon, you asked what date your interview will be. I have no idea, unfortunately. I don't know right now. Okay, I don't have those answers. Okay, Joel, do I think President will lift these bans? Okay, since you showed two, let me look it up to verify. All right. Biden signed a lot of executive actions, but it may not have answered. Are those the numbers? Because it doesn't pop up. It doesn't pop up on my end. Which one is the PP100? Yeah, I typed it in. I'm at the White House website. Okay, that one. Yeah, I do anticipate President Biden removing the one for 10013. Okay, I definitely do. Let me see my ILO website if they mention that, because they have a whole list. Let me go down the list of what he's done so far. Biden. Okay, there are a lot of proclamation numbers. But yeah, we have some good news that we shared earlier that the prevailing wage is back to normal. There's not the higher bidding process, so that's good. We're just hit over the 30-minute mark, so I do have to go soon. I have to go onto the console, but let me try to find this real quick if I can find it. If it's not here, then that means he didn't take any action yet. But that one I do anticipate that that he's going to get rid of. Okay. 10013. Okay, so I don't see those proclamations on his list. Yeah, I don't see that proclamation on the list that they overturned it. So I do have news about um, a bill that was proposed. Actually, I should have started this conversation with this. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois and Lindsey Graham, Republican out of South Carolina, introduced the DREAM Act of 2021. It's supposed to provide a legal pathway for young people. I mean, that's subjective, right? But basically, young people that were brought into the U.S. as children and grew up in the U.S. Who have DACA, or Dreamers. And so it allows a pathway to apply for residency and then eventually U.S. citizenship. So that is just very preliminary, like everything we say about politics. Okay, that was just introduced yesterday. Let's see. Usually, anytime they introduce a bill, it's very, very bare bones. Okay. Joel, about the travel ban. Look, I wish he was going to take away the one about coronavirus, but or about the. I mean, the travel ban is because of the coronavirus. The extra, I think they call it the variant strain. Okay, so they got to take precautions health wise. As much as I hate that there's a travel ban, I think most people can agree that most people don't follow the social distance guidelines. So they need to figure something out. Okay, just a quick. Okay, I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to look up the Congress.gov for the bill. Okay, Libby, thanks for your question. I am a citizen. You are a citizen. You filed for your husband and your children about 6 months ago. Processing. Okay, well, family-based cases in the U.S., assuming they entered with a visa, they take minimum 1 year process. So until you have the interview, okay. And then I'm assuming you apply for work permit for your husband. I hope you did. In the meantime, at the same time, if you haven't already, then go ahead and apply for that now. Hopefully, you got your receipt notice since you said it's been 6 months. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, I don't see anything under Graham's name. Let me type in, what's that, Durbin? Okay, here we go, Durbin. Well, it's not there either. Let me type in co-sponsor. All right. Stay tuned. Okay. All right, Libby, I hope that helps a little. Can I type it? I wish I could. I don't my program doesn't let me while I'm in this thing. So so Libby, if you have the question, like a more specific question, then comment what the like write down the question, and I can comment afterwards after the show. Okay. But it doesn't let me type it right now. I have to get off the show. Um, and also, Libby, let me know what service center your case is located. That will help. So I can share with you what the current processing time is. But I will provide a website to that, okay? You don't need a lawyer to find out what the processing time range is. Some of y'all might know how to do that. Okay, Katun, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Same thing as earlier. The visa ban is still on until March 31st at least. Okay, so we'll stay tuned. We'll provide as information as we receive it. I don't know why. Okay, so when we get the text of the bill, we will share that as well. But it's still early, very, very early. I know you're anxious. A lot of people who are not TPS holders or DACA recipients, I know you are waiting to see if it includes you. Okay, earlier this week and last week, we didn't talk about essential workers. So far, this one that's proposed by Durbin and Graham, they do not mention essential workers. Okay, because they're especially Graham, who's Republican, to focus on dreamers. So again, that's why 100 Democratic lawmakers were pushing for essential workers to really get more people included in the overall bill. Okay, so far no word on that. But this is how it works. I mean, back in 2013, that was the last time a serious conversation like this was happening for immigration. It was always talk until something finally happened on a vote. So I really want to provide you the text, like the actual information they have written down that says who qualifies, the requirements, but they don't have that yet. There's just all like conversation, negotiation. That's what they're doing right now. Okay, so you'll see in the banner below, I say tired of waiting, because if you had a visa, you had an interview, or at the consulate and you still haven't received a decision, you got some kind of notice like 221G, visa refusal, that does not mean that you've been refused, okay? Or that does not mean you've been denied. It means something totally different, something completely different, okay? You may think, why would they do this? It's just their process of saying, look, we're just going to put your case aside. You might not even look at it ever again. So that's why many people have to hire lawyers to sue the government. Another situation is if you already had an interview at USCIS field office, local office, and it's been more than 6 months. You already tried to contact the USCIS national hotline, no success there. You submit an online inquiry, submit an ombudsman request, and which, by the way, we'll have a video all about this, so you get more detailed information. But then you also contact your elected official, your congressperson, inquiry for them, and nothing happened. The next step is filing lawsuit. So we are here to help you with that. We call it a mandamus lawsuit. We'll talk in more detail, a separate video about this. I have one coming out tomorrow, more specific about 221G. But we help a lot of clients in this kind of situation because we understand it's difficult to hire someone when you file the case to begin with. But look, if you're at the end of the line and all you're waiting for is a green card and you know that you should be approved, you have no criminal record history that you think that they would deny you. Look, if they have a reason they would deny you, they should just deny you, right on the spot. But if they haven't, then that means more likely it means that your case is legitimate, that they believe is legitimate, but they just maybe lost their file. Sometimes that happens. I've heard that. If they told me that, then I think that's just a lazy reason saying, look, we just forgot to pick up the case again. So that's why it's important to file a lawsuit. Okay. So think about that. We'll have more information about it for you. If you are just now tuning in about the giveaway, I'm going to share it with you again. We are providing free pro bono, so that means free representation for 2 cases, 2 different families. For the if you had a visa already, or if you had an interview already for whether it's fiance visa or the consular processing, but have not received a decision and you got a 221G refusal, we will help you file a lawsuit. Okay, that's one type of case. The second type of case is if you're going through a fiance visa case, or you're thinking about it and you haven't started yet, we'll help you with that first part, okay, or the second part. So one or the other. If you already, want to do the first part first for the interview part, we'll help you with the second part after you come in, after your significant other fiance comes into the U.S. Because at that point you have to file for the adjustment of status. Okay, so those are 2 different kind of cases that we're helping with. Okay, we want to give back because we understand that is a difficult time during the pandemic, and also we hit more than 1,000 subscribers. So thank you very much. So, but for you to take advantage of this offer, you have to fill out our intake form down below, description below. Okay. You need, of course, to have an email and a phone number. Otherwise, that's the way we can contact you. Very important. And so these are the conditions though, as well. You have to subscribe to our channel, of course. Number 2, tag a friend. And number 3, like our Facebook group, and also join our Facebook group and our page, and also follow us on Instagram. These are all different ways that we provide updates to you. Okay. So that wraps it up. Okay. We will be on again on Tuesday, our regular time at 11:30 Tuesdays Central Time. Of course, we will be on other days if we get news. We get news on the spot. Very important news. We will go a day earlier or a day that we're not designated. So stay tuned, okay? But usually it'll be 11:30 on Tuesday, and also on Fridays, 1 o'clock. Okay, so real quick, Super DMK123. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. You said Dreamer Bill is introduced. What happened to TPS well, TPS holders typically don't legally enter U.S., but you have TPS. Yeah, that one by Senators Durbin and Graham, they don't mention TPS. So again, this is just this is the start of the negotiation, okay? So we'll provide more information as we receive it. And we keep looking twice a day at least, because things can happen pretty quickly. Okay. But I don't think the immigration related bill is going to happen this month. If we're going to get a whole comprehensive one, it's probably going to be summertime. Okay. So we're going to just have more updates for you. Stay tuned, subscribe, and we will talk to you soon. Have a great Friday and have a great weekend. Until next time, please continue wearing a mask. Bye-bye now.